Horticulture is one of Kenya's top foreign exchange earners, but the sector is facing pressure from high inflation, rising cost of inputs, which is causing a decline in export volumes to the nation's critical markets like Europe.
Between 2022 and 2024, I would say, it's had a huge beating. We have dropped. 2023, we actually dropped by over 10% of our sales.
Kenya is one of the leading producers of cut flowers in the world, producing wide varieties that give local growers access to diverse markets. However, the sector faces several challenges that limit its growth.
The challenges after COVID, all these geopolitical wars that we are facing, which is even coming with additional problems for the flower farmers, you find that the cost of production has really gone up.
What is missing? There are two areas that are missing. Number one is that we need a bit of government resource being injected in. And then secondly, we need the government to create an atmosphere that promotes much more investment in our sector.
The cost of living crisis is also constraining consumer spending, even in this sector's strongest markets.
Many Kenyan households spend more than 50% of their income on food, right? Just food alone. So that means that food inflation has hit these households particularly hard. So when they look at a time like Christmas or Valentine's, they probably cannot spend as much as they would have.
The demand in the market has gone down, spending power of customers has gone down, and so we are not able to make the margins that we used to make. So the margins have really shrunk.
Vendors are wary that this year, spending on expressions of love might lose out on other pressing needs.
We are buying our flowers at a high cost, and we do not know how well our sales will be during this season.
That will affect it somehow.
I am sure we'll see the impact of inflation on our sales because the growers also hiked their prices. We had anticipated to spend a certain amount. Unfortunately, it was higher. But all the same, we hope people will enjoy the day and look to spend some money on those they love.
Most of the growers exporters make up to 35 to 40% of their sales within this period. And therefore, if you miss out on the Valentines, you have missed out probably more than a third of what you are supposed to sell.
Local growers and flower farms are responding to the change in customer preference so as to expand market share.
We are seeing the buyer actually changing. It's not the old-time buyer who probably was just looking at buying some 10 roses. Today is a mix of all that. You know, we have a younger generation of 40 years who are looking for a different product. So if we continue, for example, just being producers of roses only, we will not be able to conquer those markets.
We are exploring Middle East, which is one of our exciting flower consumers. So that has really made us to change even our strategy as a company.
Although the floriculture sector is looked at as big business, sector players believe the industry fulfills a greater social mandate.
Flowers have a huge impact on the mental health being of human beings. So as much as people look at flowers as luxury, we believe we have a product that brings peace, that brings tranquility, that brings human settlement in terms of their mind and what they think.
Kenya's floriculture industry has weathered a myriad of storms in the past. Even as inflation rates threaten to uproot gains, local growers hope their hold in traditional markets and exploration into new markets will keep the sector in bloom. Beryl Oro, CGTN.